Hi, this is my testimonial video. We're going over what I did at my internship at Wideband, which is some telemetry data utilities and manipulation of them. So telemetry data is just data recorded from satellites. It could be all sorts of types of data, codes, sensor data, analog sensor data. But what's important is how we actually stored it, which is these things called Chapter 10 files. And so Chapter 10 files are the things that my company worked with, and they contain all of the packet data, and they're basically a big time sequence of all of the data put into these little packets. So what I did is I ported these older utilities that would modify these Chapter 10 utilities, and I also made some new utilities that the company needed. The one that I made is called this merge utility that would take multiple Chapter 10 files and take the data that was selected from those files, and it could create a new file using the packets that were extracted from each file. And then I also added this config support for all of the utilities, which means that, as you can see in the bottom here, you basically could type out everything instead of having to use it, and you could put it in a script and it could automate for you. So on the daily, I would be developing in C++, a little bit of C, and a lot of the front end was done in this framework called Qt, and the back was just pure C++. And then to save my code and to track it, I use this thing called Git, which is a very important version control utility, and our company used Bitbucket as a global database for all of our code. Lastly, at the end of my internship, I started working on this type of packet called Chapter 7, which is basically all of the data that you could record it. Instead of recording it in its natural data type, it was put into this digital data type, and they're used in Chapter 10 files to save a bunch of space and to make all of the data unified. Thank you.